All right, let's do the thing. We've made it. We've made it.
Well, sort of.
We're here. We're
Well,
live on stream at the
we're
very least.
we're in the room, that's for sure. We'll go with
We've
that.
made it before 7 p.m. I'm very
It's
impressed with us.
yeah, 6:52. Look at us go. We're like
Look at us go.
professionals. Wait, hold on real quick.
Beautiful.
Guess which glass?
Oh, I wasn't looking.
Oh, one more time.
One more
Real
time.
quick. You
One more
see it?
time. Yeah. That's option two.
Two? All right. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
Go ahead.
Perfect. Okay, good.
All
All right.
right.
You do your thing.
Cool. Hello, everybody. Friends of Speranza. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the very first. Absolutely no test runs were done prior to this podcast.
Do you
The
need them?
very first
Mm-mm.
episode of the Tick Pod and Arc Raiders podcast. My name is It's Coda. Across from me, digitally, is one of my best friends in the world, the young DJ Oros.
Thank you,
There he
thank you, thank
is.
you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
We are very excited to be with y'all here today. We're going to be discussing Arc Raiders. Since this is the first, I think we're going to tap back into some things that we've done, seen, witnessed since the release. We'll try to keep it concise, short for the first epi here. But yeah, we'll be breaking down Arc Raiders, some patch notes, who we are, all that good stuff. So let's just get right into it, my friend.
No, I love it. I'm glad to be here. I'm excited. I'm less nervous. We didn't do any test runs here.
Not a single one.
So this is perfect. And we're right at, we're early. Right at 7 o'clock, which is what we were shooting for. And we're live. We're live. We did it. So I love it. I'm DJ Oros, DJ for most people. I've been playing games forever. I love a PvE world. Very much like my good friend Coda here. Sorry, I apologize. I'm lying to people already. I play a lot of games, but most of them PvE. So if you're in that lifestyle, let me know. But you go over to Coda. Coda, what's your life like? What do you do? What do you play? Huh?
Yeah, sure. What's up, everybody? I am IITZCODA. It's Coda. You can find me on Twitch. We'll get the YouTube up running here soon as well. Yeah, I of the two of us here, I guess we decided this was a great middle ground because I am a PvP player through and through. It's what's always attracted me to gaming, what I've always enjoyed. So yeah, I guess we'll be doing a lot of discussion how PvP and PvE mold into each other in this game and how that plays out and how the community feels about that, yada yada. But yeah, I've over 4,000 hours in Apex. Was a big Call of Duty grinder right when Verdansk came out. Fortnite, big finals appreciator. On the single player side of things, I love difficult Souls like, so Elden Ring, Demon Souls, list goes on and on. But yeah, that's my background in gaming. But Dave and I have always met in the middle on games like Destiny, Sea of Thieves,
Oh, he said the
stuff
word.
like that.
You said it.
We'll
You
be
said
getting into
it.
Sea of Thieves later because it's a
Sea of Thieves.
little gray
Oh,
area.
that's true. I have to talk about my first extraction shooter.
This is true.
I love it.
But
I
yeah, let's
love
just
it.
hop right into it, Mr. David. Did you get the chance to watch on the official Arc Raiders channel the evolution of Arc Raiders episode 1?
Well, I was gonna start this by saying, hey, like Coda, like what have you been watching lately? I know you watch TV all the time. You have all of the subscription services. You watch Netflix and YouTube or Hulu and all that stuff. But my favorite show I've been watching lately is absolutely Arc Raiders Evolution. Find Arc Raiders is I think where I say I've watched it 3 times now. It's great. I love it. Great character arcs in the show. I heard it's only a 3-part, series, which is kind of
It
disappointing.
is.
Yeah, I don't know.
They leave
And,
you wanting more.
well, that's true, but I have a lot to look forward to. Big thing I have an issue with is so you don't watch shows very often, but have you ever watched Game of Thrones?
Yes,
You did?
one of the few I've watched front to back. Yes,
You watch
sir.
Game of Thrones.
I
Okay. All
did
right.
watch
So
Game of Thrones front to
so
back.
here's where I sit with this first episode of the series is it reminds me of Game of Thrones, right? Because in the first episode, which is kind of like the first season of this, they kill off their best character. They're like, we have, you remember Ned Stark? He was
Yeah,
awesome. He was great. Fought for the right and everything like that. And then in this episode of the find Arc Raiders, they kill PVE right out the gate. They're like, this is
immediately.
they cut its head off so fast. In the first like 5 minutes, they're like, pivot, let's pivot. But it would look so good. Oh, it was disappointing, but it's okay. That made a great show, and it'll move on. So I loved it. It was great. There was a lot of good information, a lot of everything. I'm envious of what we could have had with the PVE though. So
Sure. Um, I think on a macro level, I don't think that's gone forever. I think we've discussed on our own on the side like there's a good chance they bring elements of PvE only mode to the game since that was the baby that was created out of Embark. Um,
a lot more hope
I
now,
think it's a
anyway, right?
yeah we can hope and pray for sure. I do think it was really cool. I also watched the episode. I should state not three times though. I only got two in, but I did take
Ooh,
notes the second time. So I don't know if that counts as a little extra watch. I'll take a
no.
2.5 watch.
All right, deal.
I do love that it was a co-op PVE out of the gates, and I love that they had the humility and the wherewithal to say the core game loop is not working in this environment, but we know that we have something special here. So let's pivot and let's take another stab at this arena that we've built and the lore that we've built behind it. I love that as a game studio, they were financially able to do that because an indie company probably goes under immediately, and
Right.
B, that they had that level of humility to say, "Hey, this is just not working, and we do not feel comfortable releasing this to the general public in its current state."
Well, and it's something I think they said a lot of was that well, let's not say not working. How dare you? Like they said there was moments of like greatness where it was, you're like, all right, we defeated this thing, but it was something you couldn't find a loop for, something that you weren't gonna be able to come back to and
Sure.
do over and over and over again, which is if you say doesn't work, they're not gonna do it and you're ruining my life. So you got to make it sound a little bit better for me. It was great, but it wasn't something that you're gonna grind for and something you're gonna keep
Well, you
trying to play for. Okay, wow,
sure,
how,
yeah, you know.
jeez,
I didn't mean didn't work, but they internally I'm sure they had those conversations. It's missing the
right, right,
I mean, they talk about that. It's missing that main retention mechanic that says like, why am I returning to this game on a meta level? Why am I enjoying this experience? What brings me back? What makes me want to continuously play this game loop? So, I'm sure the phrase "not working" was in
okay,
there
yeah,
at some time,
whoa, 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 whoa.
once or twice thrown around.
No,
Um,
I'm with you, and I'm with you on the point where they did say, hey, like we need to find something to make this better for the game in general. I'm with you that they didn't just try to put something out that wasn't working, because if not, then we wouldn't have this. And again, easily my favorite game that I've played in since Destiny 2's been released. So I mean, I'm with you. And I'm glad we get to see the history of it so quickly.
Yeah, and so
Although,
professionally done too. I think shout out to the editing team and whoever's original concept it was to do this because, like you said, you've watched it three times. I've watched it twice. I'm very enamored by the production quality and how much effort they put into explaining themselves behind the scenes because they don't have to do that, right? You don't see those kind of things from um, other bigger studios. They don't have to do that. So it's really cool that they are giving us a little peek behind the doors of the studio.
all of that was filmed on an iPhone too. So,
Yeah,
but
2025
it's
iPhone. I
exactly
believe it.
right. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. But and again, I think I mean, I know I mentioned to you one time. I can't pronounce any of their names. I love them. They're great. They're my favorite studio right now. But none of them I know, and I couldn't. It's
Yeah, I mean, an essential disconnect between the Americans and the Swedes, my man. There they
all
are,
right. They're
being
still my
all cool
favorite.
over there
You
in
guys are still my
Stockholm.
favorite. You're still my favorite. It's okay.
We'll learn their names eventually.
We'll get
We'll
there.
get better at it. I wrote it down in the outline, so eventually we'll actually attempt to say said names as well.
All right,
But I do love
beautiful.
the team, man. I think it's an incredible concept. I think the size of the company is perfect for being able to do the big things that they're trying to do with like AI procedural enemies in the game and how that makes the game feel so alive, but also not too big that they're weighed down and bogged down by the yearly release deadlines of a company like Activision, who could do great things, but the last few
Yeah,
releases have felt
right.
like a little rushed out. So it just seems to be like the sweet spot
No,
for.
absolutely.
I've heard the phrase boutique gaming studio thrown around on the internet a lot, and I like that a lot. I think that fits them perfectly.
No, I couldn't agree more on that. I like that they broke down the Switch. I like that they give us like what they said, like the original six people that were there, and we're around a round table and we decide on these things. And I don't know. I think there's a lot to learn for other studios with this. But I mean, it's crazy that they switched from they're like, okay, we're gonna release Arc Raiders as our first game, and then they had to pull the be like, all right, well, we want this to be a great game. We need some funding. We need to be able to make some money here. Let's switch the deadlines and flip flop games, which I think is crazy. And now, I'm not wrong that that's a different group of people, obviously, that are working on the finals that we're working on Arc Raiders, correct?
As far as I understand as well, yes. I'm sure there's minimal crossover there, but I would say the core development teams for each game are separate.
Right, right,
That's
right,
my
right.
understanding.
Okay.
But it is insane, like you're saying, that they're like, oh no, we have to release a game. What do we put out? Is the finals. Because the finals, for me, as someone who loves, PvP engagement games, is one of the best games I've played in the last 10 years. I would put it up there with um, my experience in Apex is out the gates with Apex or like 2017 Fortnite. It has that same wow factor. So there's some sort of magic within the walls of Embark Studios, man. Whatever they're saying, the conversations we don't hear in their perspective on creating games. Not to hype them up too much, but there is certainly some magic that resonates with me coming from that studio.
Just so you know, we could never hype them up too much because every time they ask a survey question, I always put zero.
Let's get into that. Let's get
Okay,
into
okay.
that.
Every survey question they ask me while I'm playing Arc Raiders, I give them a zero because I want them to be better, and so they never have that self of like, oh, we're doing great. Like they're gonna get those horrible responses so they can do better in the future. So it's okay. It's all good. We're fine there.
Yeah, you're the 1 star out of 5, even when you had a great time, and
It
I'm the five
was
star
the
out of
best time
5, even
ever.
if I've had a bad time.
Yeah. Well, true, 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 true.
The
That's because
positive and
I'm
negative reinforcement team here, the yin and the
well,
yang of the pod.
exactly. That's why it's gonna work. We got this. I love it. I love it. I
See,
love it.
papa.
All right. So what anything else you've gotten from the documentary? Like, is anything
Yeah, I
else
would
that you thought was great or
I would like to tap on a couple more things if you got the time.
wait, I'm here. I'm here.
I love that they like micro pitched game ideas to themselves internally. That they like set aside time to say like, here's a 3-4 minute pitch on a game, and did that like hundreds of times to just only to see like what common threads through those games they were interested in came up. And I think the core of Arc Raiders is so good, and that seems to be like part of that thread that got it there, right? Like that's such a good idea. I've never heard of another studio doing that. I was definitely taken aback when I heard him say that. Like to pitch a game to yourself over and over again until you see some common threads of something that everybody in the studio is excited about is a really cool vantage point. IMO.
Well, and to where they got to the point where everybody was excited about something, and they're like, oh, this is gonna work, and I know the what was it, not the pivot, but after that, what was after the
The
pivot,
reset.
the reset, and
So
them getting to that point where it's like, I don't know, I just find that impressive from the pivot to the reset of like, all right, well, let's try it out, and then even then they're like, all right, let's wipe it all and start not from scratch, but obviously to get where we kind of are.
it's
So,
a big risk to take.
especially when you've been promoting something for what did they say 20, was it 16, something like that,
I
2021,
did not write down an exact date.
2021, I think it was when we got to see a trailer of it, and not 2016, that'd be way too far.
pre Fortnite.
Well, they've been working on this game for a long time. The year's 2021, but that's still again wild to me.
Yeah,
So
agreed. Agreed. Um, you want to get into the locomotion mechanics of the AI, or shall we save that for another episode?
I think we saved that a little bit for a different episode, just because I think we can build bigger on that and
Sure.
what they've been doing. Um,
I love it. I love it. All right. Well, let's move more into some practical our experience with the game. Now that we've gotten our peace and love out to Embark, we can sit here and do
yeah,
this for a few hours. We
I
do
mean,
we do this
I was gonna
in
say,
Discord calls or in game
we
chat.
well, yeah, exactly. We the whole time we're in there. I think we can move. I do think that there's more to talk about in the episode. I'm sure, but I'm excited for episode 2. I'm sure we'll break that down. A
Agreed.
lot more. And I know that it's been a few days back, so hopefully we catch that fresh whenever it comes out. But yeah, what you got?
Well, let's get into state of free loadouts because we see this on the internet a lot. We see
Yep.
a lot of discussion on the Reddit threads about the strengths or the weaknesses of free loadouts and how they fit into the game. So, um, you want to give your opinion first on your
Yeah,
stance on the free loadout?
absolutely. I think free loadouts, you shouldn't get them past level 30. That's not a real stance. It's just an idea that I saw that I thought wasn't bad. Um, I think it gets used as a crime. I know. Here we're gonna fight about this, but it's okay. But I do think that sometimes it's not necessarily. I don't want to say not fair, but like to be able to get ruined by somebody on your extraction with somebody who just pops in at 15 minutes with a free loadout as you're leaving the area after you've been fighting for 15 minutes to get all your loot out of the place. It hurts. It hurts big. I'm okay if I'm it's a fair fight, if we're good. We've been going for the whole time and they're tracking us and we're fighting back, and we've got Lance's mixtape, and I really want that mixtape to put on my wall. And it's like, you know what, I made it, I hit the button, but then to get somebody to pop up and they're like, oh, pew pew pew, and then you're done because you're fighting a different team. Third party is rough sometimes, but I think there should be some sort of, I don't want to say nerf on free loadouts, but there should be something to make it so you can't just ruin everybody's day with a free loadout. That's all. That's it. I don't know what the right answer is. I'm sure. I mean, this community seems to know everything. Like the amount of threads I follow, the Facebook posts, they know what's going on. Their suggestions like out the wazoo, which I love. But there's got to be something. There's got to be a way to tweak it a little bit and make it better for the game. While I love them, free loadout's great. How many times have we gone and be like, hey, let's do a free loady just to get warmed up a little bit, jump into a game, loot some small stuff, get our shooting at the arc. Maybe if we run into somebody, great. But I wish there was a better way to, I don't know, make it on a level playing field. That's all. So what do you got? What's your rebuttal? Because I know there's one.
Yeah, I definitely have a different stance on the free loadout. I think just speaking personally, it's been great. I have a couple friends that like haven't played a ton of PvP in their lives, and it's been a great way for us to kind of learn the game together with no or with less repercussion. I die, they die, whoever dies. It's less of an
About me.
issue in terms of loot. Um, yeah, so I think it's a great way to like find a common ground with the people that you're playing with. I think it's a great reset if you were in on a big raid. You're all purple and blue in there. You lose all that stuff. Sometimes you need that mental reset. It's a great way to just say, "Hey, dude, I'm going to Stellamontis. I'm on a free kit. I'm gonna, you know, run around and find some people to PvP." I definitely think I disagree a little bit because I think the onus is on the team that's kitted to win that fight no matter what. I think you get shot, you throw smokes. You get pinned in a corner, you're mining it out, you're grenading it out because you're the one with all the utility in the fighter. You should be, theoretically. So I do think that the free loadout holds you back just enough from being able to just load in and run a team, like with no repercussion. I do think you're limited just enough that you're not. It's not a game breaking thing to have a free loadout kit.
All right, can I rebuttal real fast in the middle of your rebuttal?
Please.
Okay, so there could be something implemented, and I know that we've probably talked about this, but when we first started playing, and I was like, oh man, really, I think duos should only get matched up with duos. And you're like, well, down the road, maybe they'll do it. And literally the next day, they're like, hey, we've been working behind the scenes.
Yeah, that was crazy timing.
Yeah, I know, it was crazy. But wouldn't it be better, or wouldn't it feel at least better for you that, like, all right, if you don't get thrown into a match with a free loadout at 15 minutes in, like, are you like it? Because again, you could have been fighting people off for 15 minutes, and then to get somebody to hit you, I mean, maybe it's less, maybe it's 14. I don't know. I've only seen 16 on the counter, but to not just be able to get your whole run ruined by somebody at that point with a free loadout. There should be something, I think, that they can do behind the scenes. I mean, especially if they've done the duos, to be like, all right, hey, we're going in free loadies. If you have a free loadout, you get put in 5 minutes late at max. If it takes 30 more seconds for you to match up into a lobby, I mean, that's still way better than, every other game I've played. Look how long we're waiting for 99 people lobbies in Call of Duty or any other, battle royale game. So I don't know. I just think there's got to be some common ground. And I'm not saying free loadouts are bad. I like it. I want all my friends to play this game. I don't want them to immediately get deterred from the game. I'll go in. I'm not high level, but I'm high enough to be like, I don't necessarily need to use a free loadout, but I can. And I do like that. I like the warm up. I like to jump in with that with you or with anybody. But I do think that, if I'm going in, I shouldn't be able to ruin somebody's day entirely just because I ran in with a free loadout and I got lucky to the person that was pulling out with all the purple, trinkets. Because I prefer trinkets to everything else because I'm never going to get a
How,
blueprint. So
how often have you felt that happen to you
with
in
free,
game? Like, how many times have you said, "Oh my god, I just got run over by a free loadout" in a moment where I was
no,
completely defenseless?
how dare you say run over by a free loadout? Like that wasn't what I was getting at. I'm saying, yeah, maybe you get
Yeah, but
third
seriously, give
partied
me a.
by, or it's an
Is that
aspect of the
not,
game.
to play devil's advocate? Is that not just good game awareness
All right,
for the team that is on the free loadout to know when to strike?
skill issue is all I heard there. Um,
Well, just
I
answer the question, brother.
I know I got you. I understand. Beat like again, Arc can pull up on you and you can get beat up by Arc, right? So I'm with you on that. I just think that there could be some sort of gate on making it less toxic for people. I don't know. They're following the Facebook threads. It's not like it's been something for me that I've been like, oh, this has been horrible. But with going off of what the community said, and unless it's like all lies on every post, there's a lot of the times where they're like, oh, I've been playing this match, and then I get beat up on by somebody who's just jumping in or just getting hit with with again free loadouts. It's it does seem like something that they could at least look at. I'm not
Yeah,
it's not
no,
a
I agree
personal
with you.
experience thing. I just think that if we're looking at stuff like if we're looking at everything, something they could look at.
Sure, definitely agree. I was just trying to, prod
You
some
just
some
wanted to
serious answer out of you there.
skill issue me one more time. I'm good with the
Um,
kettle.
do you think that there's a gun particularly that it might be a little overtuned in a free loadout before we move on? Is there
I
anyone that you're like, oh man, this feels like it might be the gun that is gunning people down?
Well, I mean, for me, none of those guns are gunning people down. So, um, no, I don't think so. I mean, do you have anything in mind? They
No,
never.
I think
I've never been spawned
yeah,
with an anvil, so I don't think.
that would be nice, huh?
Yeah, well, I mean,
That would be
listen, if
really
that's free
nice.
loadouts and we can keep them up, guys, do it all the time. But
Anvil,
no,
level 4 anvil.
I'm not really
Free
good
loadout.
with any guns, so I don't think that's the problem. So
Yeah, I think I totally agree. I think they're all balanced well. I think the Stitcher for me is the thing that I feel the most confident with in like on a free kit in PvP. But then you're kind of, you get 100, what is it, 120 bullets out the gates. If you have to shoot any amount of arc at all, you're already half your ammo's gone. So that's the trade off there, right? The Pharaoh's great for arc, but the Pharaoh, you hit your shot, and then you gotta. It's like a musket, dude. You gotta ask the other team to sit still for a second while you reload before you push them. So,
You just
I
gotta
think they did
wait.
a really nice job balancing the guns in the free kit.
You just gotta wait till
One
the
last thing
shields
on
go
this
down.
topic:
Yeah, what you got?
Tarkov does like once every 30 minutes. You can go in on a scav run. Do you
Is that?
think that would be a good implementation into Arc
Ooh.
Raiders, or at least that's what they used to do? I've never played Tarkov, but just from what
So
I've read and heard.
so I've never played. Is that similar to like going in on a free loadout?
Yeah, scav run in Tarkov would be our free loadout.
No, I don't want to hold that to people because again, I don't want to pull it from the. I mean, I've seen online again, and with myself, Arc is like Tarkov for people who have jobs and it's got to have to do stuff and everyday lives. They're not just playing Tarkov all the time. I don't want to pull the community away from playing the game. If you're, hey, you know what, I can go within free loadouts and play with my buddies. I don't want to do that. I just think that there could be a
Okay.
some other, make them go in 5 minutes late from everybody else or something like that. But not, nah, you shouldn't be restricted to. I mean, if I need those apricots, if Mickey's
You
here,
better believe I'm going in on a freebie when I'm harvesting, dude.
free loadout. Yeah, exactly.
All the time. I'm making friends with
Right,
everybody.
right, right, right. But I don't know. I just think
How
that there's something they could look at, and I know I'm a great armchair developer, but I don't know what the answer is. So hopefully somebody else does.
Yeah, I think you're totally in the right to bring that up as a talking point. It is certainly been permeating the channels, the socials. So it's definitely something that needs to be addressed in some, even just saying like, hey, we're not going to do anything about it, and here's why. I think they've been incredible about explaining themselves, like the Venator nerf in the last patch, exactly why they wanted to nerf it and how they did so, and also with the Hull Cracker.
Yeah, I'm glad for both
Um,
of those things. So
Me as well. You want to segue into patch notes there, my friend? Anything you want to go
well,
over these real quick
yeah,
from
well, if
I know it's
yeah,
the 25th. He's dropped on the 20th.
yeah, it's a little outdated, but I think if we pull them up here and go through them, that would be a big thing to do right now. Why not, right?
Let's do
So
it.
let me
Also, while he's doing that, what's up, chat? Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We appreciate you. We're just getting our feet wet here, getting warmed up. So thanks for popping in, listening to us ramble a bit.
All right, let's see. All right, you wanna lead us off and go through what you think is important here. Got them pulled up. We can scroll along with you.
Yeah, sure. First thing is the deadline buy value went from 8,100 to 15,000 coins. And then the sell value also increased to 5K coins from 3,000. I think that's a great change. On release, there were three in the shop that day, and I bought all three of them because I was like, this probably isn't going to last. And sure enough, it did not. Good change there, IMO. Crafting,
Agreed.
be what it be. Power Cell is selling for less now, not that just standard 640. It's down to 270.
Which
Any
is,
thoughts on that?
I mean, I don't know. That was kind of nice to have, if I'm not trinket farming and to have those. But I mean, it is what it is. They're very common, so I get it. I think they should change the values off. They could change them every day. I'm not against that. Cycled around, be like today it's worth, you know,
Free market
two
Speranza?
270. Tomorrow it's worth 5,000. Get it on the right day.
I,
I don't know. Stock
I
market it
don't
up.
hate
That's
that.
fine.
That's a great idea.
That's
Free
fun to
market
me.
Speranza inbound.
That's fun for me. So no,
Supply and demand it.
I like it. I'm okay with that. That doesn't bother me.
Cool. Buy value for launcher ammo. The old was 10 launcher ammo for 6K coins. The new is 6 launcher ammo for 4,500 coins. And the sell value also increased from 200 to 250. All
Seems
legitimate
fine.
changes there. Crafting the old for launcher ammo for 6 launcher ammo was 4 metal parts and 1 explosive compound. The new for 6 launcher ammo is 1 arc motion core and 2 crude explosives. Also a really nice change.
Yep.
A little bit more valuable resources there going into the launcher ammo, so it makes you can't just farm launcher ammo. Love that.
There it is. It's the next one, huh?
Also, the launcher ammo being available at the workbench without needing a blueprint is big. Love that. I love that
That
they increased the cost of that, but also made it available to everybody.
I don't know if I'm just blueprint deprived, but like I feel like that is big, having more options like that. Um, maybe again probably skill issue, but I would like there to be more to do without having to find something randomly. or if it's, gated behind, harder things to do. I feel like some of my buddies have been like, oh, I got one out of just being at the dam and in a, a building. Like that's cool and all, and I love that the randomness of it. But I mean, I still want that anvil blueprint. So sorry, I'm salty.
I, I,
I'm
I just got
salty.
the anvil yesterday. Are you gonna
We're
disown me now?
we're no longer doing the podcast.
The podcast is over. Episode 1, we're out of here.
It was a good run.
GG's, boys. TY in the chat.
Geez.
Um. All right. Onto a huge thing here is the Venator nerf. I love how quickly they acted on this because if anybody was actively engaging in PvP with a bigger kit on them, you know how oppressive the Venator felt / how oppressive you felt with the Venator. So I think this was a great change. It was just a fire rate change, which it just feels like it's still a great option, but it's not the only option on a sweaty PvP run. So 10 out of 10 all around in my book. Any thoughts there, Senior David?
As not the biggest PvP guy, I like it, just because it should help me out moving on. So other than that, and I also don't have the blueprint for it, so also good.
Word. Explosive damage. This is definitely your arena here.
Yeah, bigger for PvE, yeah, huh?
We can just distill this down and say what they did with the Hall Cracker was less AoE damage and more case specific damage done. So say you shoot I don't know, let's say a Bastion perfectly in the leg. You're gonna get more damage from that hitting it in the leg than you would have just by spamming body shots on the Bastion, which I think is a wonderful change. It does like elevate that skill level just a little bit to make you really try to hit like a precise shot in there. Thoughts, Mr. David?
No, I mean I agree. There should be, some skill level on stuff like that. And I think that, if you're PvEing it out, and I mean you're coming in with a Hall Cracker, then you're prepared to do some PvE stuff, and I think it should be a little bit more. I don't know. I'm big on like having steps that you have to do to accomplish a goal rather than just like fire away. Anytime I've ever been in a boss fight, I'd rather it be like, all right, you have to shoot this, then do this, rather than just like,
Yeah.
all right, blast away. So I
Let me ask
like
you
that. I
that
think that's big.
heck yeah, as a huge Destiny grinder, is that does that feel like a mechanic that crosses over? Because I know Destiny's a lot like hit this part of said boss at this exact time, or else you're wiped.
Yeah, I mean, yes, and I love that, which I think we've encountered it a little bit in the small amount of playtime I've had, but yeah, I think so. I think it feels like more mechanics rather than just shoot away. So
Heck yeah,
big
agreed.
big fan.
Agreed, my friend. Content and bug fixes. The shredder is actually attracted to lore grenades now. I did have a personal experience with this where I threw a lore grenade maybe like 15 meters behind it, and it just kept full sprinting at me. Absolutely no chill from the young shredder.
When I read it, I was like, wait, what? What do you mean? Like how it's just the whole time it's like, nah, don't care. I'm just gonna keep
Yeah,
going, man. You're done. Sorry.
yeah. That was
Um,
not a good
it's
time.
a really big fix for the game, I think. They've done so many things right, and that's another one. So love it.
I love just the foray here. I love how intelligent the PvE is in this game. Like last night, I got held in a room for 6 minutes by a shredder. I was on a free kit. I was 20 HP. I was out of bandages. Had just wiped the team, so I couldn't get to their bodies because he was sitting right there. And he knew I was there and did not move. He would move away a little bit. I would make a tiny semblance of noise, and he would come right back.
Shredder is the scariest character in the game, I think. Right? Like
I
it's gotta
agree,
be
dude. I
like
said that.
I
I
go
said
in
that
there and
to
I'm
my buddy
worried.
Matt in the moment.
I
Yes.
am worried all the time. Yeah, and as much as like the learning for the AI is great. I'm assuming it's not like a crazy amount of learning, but the fact that they are is incredible, and I love it. So
It is. It certainly feels on the bleeding edge of AI tech in game for sure. At least something I've never played before. I love that. I think that leads into we wanted to talk about the game kind of feeling like a movie. I think that's a big part of it. I think that
agreed.
intelligence level of the AI um, just makes every encounter feel unique, and you can't just cheese. I mean, you know their weak points and their strong points, but they don't always interact with you the same, and you don't feel like you've mastered one trick to kill the AI every time.
Right. And something going back to in the documentary, like, and I know this is that they killed Ned Stark early, but like a lot of the fighting was like, hey, you have to do this and then kill this and then take this off to do this and pull plates off, and which I hope we do get in the future where it is like, but similar to what you're saying, where it's like if the both are implemented together, where it's not like the same thing every single. I've done a lot of raids. I've done it's like, okay, you do this, then you do this, you do this. As long as you aren't human error, it's fine. But the game where it's like if you were doing all of those things, but then the game itself was like not was learning as it went along, would be incredible. Every single
Yeah.
game would be every single raid, every single would be so much more like intricate, and you would have to be growing, not just rinse and repeat. It'd be like, all right, well, just in case, and I think that's big, and hopefully they pull more stuff like that. So
Agreed. I think they've captured some magic with that loop for sure,
it's
making you
annoying.
feel like no matter how many times you go in, like I don't know about you, but I just checked my Steam. I have like 105 hours in the game in, and I feel like I'm just learning it now. It just the depth of complexity is insane, but it's also accessible too, which is incredible. Like it didn't feel like day one I had no idea what I was doing. It felt like right out the gates I was like, okay, I can do this. But the more you play, the more you learn, and the more you realize you don't know. It's a nice parallel to life.
Well, sometimes I feel like we're playing different games, but day two, I felt like I was like, okay, I know where I'm at, so it was good.
There's a lot of shots fired in this podcast for no reason.
They're all loving shots, okay?
Oh my god, this guy. All right,
All right, we got through
I think
Shredder.
we got through the shredder. I think we hit everything in the patch notes that I
Yeah,
want to talk about. You
yeah,
you good there,
audio
sir?
maps. Yeah, 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 yeah. Spaceport, good. Blue Gate, thank you. Stella, thank you. Miscellaneous. Okay, beautiful. I think we did. I think those are the big ones, right? Cool.
I agree.
All right, we out. No more patch notes. We're done. Never again.
Off of the patch notes, on to the next. We're
On
gonna do a
to
little
the
segment here
next.
called "From the Reddit Vault." Are you ready for "From the Reddit Vault"?
I don't have a Reddit account, but yes.
Word. Big thing I saw the other day was this dude and his buddy did console versus PC, like kill on site slash betrayal metric. I think they played like 100 games to see. I couldn't find the original post, so I don't have the exact breakdown numbers, but um, general summary is that console lobbies seem to be more hostile than PC lobbies. And I'm pretty neutral on this. I don't know if there was enough testing done slash if this is even legitimate, but how do you feel about that? As just so that the chat knows, I'm on PC now. I just got a PC. Dave is on console. We grew up on console together, so this is the first time we're divided. Um, but yeah, how do you feel on the Xbox? How are we feeling about that when you're in Xbox only lobbies?
I think, well, I haven't been on just Xbox only lobbies for a while. But when I was, and I think they're probably pretty even. I'm sure there needed to be more testing done. I think even if it's 100 matches, I feel like that's not a big enough test.
I agree.
But
Still a cool
I
thing to do,
no,
at the very
absolutely,
least.
and again, I think this. I think we've mentioned it before, but I think the whole game is like a really really good like experiment on people anyway. But I do think that maybe you get a little bit more hostility in console because if you are in a party chat with people and you don't have that accessibility to game chat and talk to people, and now again the game's done a great job of making it so you don't need to be in a party chat, so I don't know why you would ever be in one, but I know a lot of people just like, oh, I'm gonna invite my buddy, we're in a party chat, and that's it. And they do still give you the hey, don't shoot, hey, don't shoot, or you can flash your light. But I think probably in people's minds on console, it's like, all right, just you know what, it's a PvP game. If somebody's there, let's take them down. Where on PC, it's just very very convenient to be like, hey, we're chilling, we're just here for apricots, leave me alone, love you,
I
okay,
agree.
bye. Um, But
100%. I think it's as simple as that, right? Like
it's got to be a human condition,
it's
not just
harder
like
to push the talk on the roller,
right.
bro.
Yeah, and I do think it's more like that you're in a party chat rather than anything else. Because I, as soon as I realized that you could not be heard by other people while I'm in a party chat in game, was incredible. And I'm friends with everybody. We're running around where I'm happy. I'm like, hey buddy, what's going? And I think that's great. I'm never shoot first. I have a couple friends who are always shoot first,
Are you
but
you never shoot first even in trios?
I don't want to shoot first. I've done it
Okay.
maybe once where I was like, all right, I'm about to get off soon, and I play with some English friends, and they just I think they make me more toxic. So like I think if I'm in with them, definitely gonna shoot first. But um, other than that, no, I don't think I would prefer it unless I most of the time I'm with the group and I'm like, hey, are we doing it? Are we is this the PvP mode? But other than that, no, I don't think it's a immediate all right, let's just kill. I think most of the time I'm like, hey, let's get in and out from my PVE background. It's like let's get our stuff done and get out of there. So
So actively avoiding confrontation rather than like seeking it out and or shooting on sight.
yeah. Unless I'm playing with you. So how do you feel about the game? How are you doing it?
Yeah, I think the exception in solos is shooting people. That like I would rather play solos and never pull my gun out. I love that about this game. It's something so unique. Like I'm trying to be buddy buddy with everybody in a solo, and I get betrayed all the time in solos because of that, and it hurts my heart. But I definitely have a different perspective on trios. Like for my brain, it's nice to go in and say, I'm in a trios match. This is the time that I'm shooting on site. That way there's no gray area. And that way it's like we're all in here as trios together on a night raid. Everybody knows the gist. Everybody knows that like there is potential you get shot on site. So that's definitely how I not to say that there aren't moments where I am linking up with other trios. But I would say that's the exception is linking up with other trios, and then the exception in solos is fighting.
Which I do like that a lot, and I feel like a lot of people feel have that same mindset where that is like the standard. I mean, actually, most of the community I think is like if you're in trios, you're getting shot at. If you're in
Yeah.
solos, it's like, hey buddy, how are the apricots today? And you're like, oh my
I
god, there's so many of them. But no,
Yeah.
I get that, and I like that there is that kind of divide. I do wish sometimes I don't know. Again, I bet there's something, but I do like the. I mean, that's the game, right? It doesn't matter. You should always be looking over your shoulder. You should be like, we're out here scavenging for these things. It's Daisy without the zombies, more robots, and nobody. You trust no one, and you want that extra little bit of loot. So it's needed. I
Yeah,
love it. It makes me
it
feel
is.
good playing the game. It's why I play the game. I don't know. I
It's
can I can
it's
go back
it
on
can feel
human.
so
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
it can feel so morally wrong. Like you can feel like you were just absolutely turned on by somebody, but there's nothing in the game that says that they had to be your friend, that they couldn't do that, or vice versa, right? So that I think that's like that just leads to the endless possibilities of how the game plays out because there might be these community agreed upon like PvP is in trios and that's like the big heavy PvP mode, but nobody wrote that
Well,
down on paper and
no,
said you're
no.
cheating if you do otherwise, which is
Embark
awesome.
Embark didn't say, listen, if you're in an elevator and you're ready to leave and they're clicking on the computer, you can't shoot them in the back of the head. They didn't say
Right,
you can't do
right,
that. If nobody
right.
else saw it, you're good to go. And it's a looter shooter extraction, right? Like that's what it is. So but I do want to know is you come back down to town here and what about those families? Where are those what are they you're gonna come back like, we're all in one city, right? And the wife and the kid of that guy and you're like yeah I don't know he didn't make it as you shot him in the back of the head as we're coming down the elevator
Do you think that's how
so
it plays out? I
how
like to think
else
of it as we're all in like separate
what if there's
little
it's one
factions
city
of
it's
Speranza.
yeah but it's one that's one big city then there's a lot of us
Well, that would be an interesting question for an Embark dev. Like, does the city of Speranza break down? Is everybody
okay
in their own little camp? Or
we
I would love
do
to know that.
we do need to get some dev on here or some of the storytelling people with the embark because I have my other big question is we all shoot up in these pods and then we have to come down in elevators and trains, and I want to know why we can't just come back down in the same pod that we went up in. It's got
That's
to
a
be
great
there.
question.
It's got to be there
That's a
somewhere,
great
man.
question. Yeah.
Well,
Maybe we
we'll
don't have
get
the
there.
technology to
Yeah,
shoot back down, only up.
it can't suck us down. It has to come back. We go in it every time, Coda.
Yeah.
All right,
I mean, you make a good point, eh?
we'll work on it.
Let's make it a mission to get a dev on here.
All right, you heard it. You heard it here first. Devs, let's go. Really important questions going on here. Where are our pods? And
That's
what about
right.
the families in Speranza?
That's right.
Okay,
Eventually, we'll have the answers. Probably
true.
by, I'm going to say, episode 50.
I
Maybe
was gonna,
somebody will start listening to us enough.
I was gonna say 2, but I'll take 50.
Episode 2, my God.
Yeah. Optimistic here, right?
We love that. We love that. One more thing, and just as just a shout out to the dev team, as somebody who adores music, it's self-proclaimed audiophile. The sound design and immersion of the game that comes from that is incredible. The audio design is immaculate. I feel like in every other game I've ever played, it's like can't hear the footsteps here, but I can hear this is like not balanced. Like from the second I started playing this game, I was like, oh, that sound design is good, dude. You hear what you're supposed to. You don't hear what you're not.
Yeah, and the settings are good enough to like balance anything too, right? Like if there's one thing I want to hear more of, I think some games try to go too hard on literally everything. I mean the options in some games are crazy, but I turn down just like the music in game, like when we're in this like when we're looting, and that's the only
Yeah,
thing I had to do. And I think they,
yeah.
like you said, they
Run
did
mine
a
off.
great job with that. So
Heck yeah.
no, very very much agreed.
Did you watch any of the first war between the burnt peanut and Hutch?
This Peanut,
Were
man,
you
I'll
in
tell you
there?
what, I was not in there. I'm
Peanut's
not.
a star, dude. He is a absolute.
I
He is the star of our
I
creators.
I'm aware. I've seen this Peanut everywhere, and
He's
one day
everywhere.
I'm hopefully shake his. He has hands, right?
He has no hands as a he
How
is
do
a
you play
peanut.
the game, man? It doesn't make sense.
He's that good.
All right, well, I'll take it. Yes, I heard about the war. I didn't watch it live, or I wasn't involved with it live. I was probably working, unfortunately. But we're part of the Aldi Raiders here, in our group, so we would have gotten eliminated probably first. Um, but
The
yeah, it
Aldi
was a
Raiders ended up looking almost exactly like the medical staff. So you might have been all right.
well. Okay, good, great. Then I'll
Yeah,
take it. That's
the skin
fine.
was
Yeah.
like a couple things off. Yeah.
Well, Aldi shoppers are good shoppers. So, um,
Agreed. Very frugal.
well, not well, sensible. But yeah, I heard about it. I thought it was great. I think it's the community building is important no matter what. I've played other games where they do big community events, and the fact that like the community built this event is wild. And if
True.
we can have more stuff like that coming up, I think that's a pretty big thing. Although I hate those
Yeah,
people in their
agreed.
red jackets. So
No bungueletas for you.
no, they're mean. They're all mean. You and your peanuts, get out of here.
They're aggressive. Shoot on sight, man. I agree, though. I think it's incredible that the community is even in a place or the game's in a place where it feels like you can do that in game. Awesome. It means they've built a core game that like can be expanded upon infinitely. But I do think the actual playing out of the war was a little half baked. I don't think there were enough like ground rules set. So it just gives me hope and faith that like if something like this plays out again in a month or 2 months, it might be a little bit more like controlled and or just play out in a more cinematic way.
Well, how about when did what was the official launch of Arc Raiders? It was, do you know the date off the top of your head?
I do not know the Arc
Yeah,
Raiders launch
but it couldn't have
date.
been like it was like a month,
End of
right?
October
Right, that's what I'm thinking. So if we're at a month here and stuff like that's happening and that's just the community, that's something big
already.
will happen, right? Yeah, and I'm
Agreed.
sure it'll get fine tuned a little bit. I'm sure the next war will come soon and it'll be even bigger. So we'll get there. We'll get there.
Agreed, my friend.
Speaking of with we're talking about community events, the community in general, um, huge. Like I know that you're a Reddit guy and a Chat GPT guy, But I love
Reddit,
the
ChatGPT, YouTube, and Twitch. There's
yeah,
my life right
right.
there.
So I live on Facebook pages with a few of my other buddies, and which my one friend, well, our friend, is now famous. 17,000
Famous
views.
clip. Yes, yes,
Famous
yes.
clip of him being a horrible, horrible person, and he should never do that. That's awful, and he should be banned for the game forever. Was my stance in the post. But the community is incredible. The fact that everybody who is like, hey, just in case anybody needs it, these are the items you can sell or get rid of. And I'm sure there's some people out there that are like, yeah, sell these, if cooling fans, do it. But like most of the people I think are doing good things.
Agreed.
There's trolls out there, right? But I think for the most part, it's been all very positive and saying, hey, like you're gonna have this coming up whenever you need to do your expedition, or this whenever you're trying to get your workbench, and this, and it's like I love to see that. That's something that
Me
doesn't
too.
happen a lot in games in a positive way. Like, and people are out there building these like tables to be like, hey, this, and this, do this, and I don't know. It seems like a good thing. I think it brings a lot of people together, and I'm hoping that this does that as well, where we can just chat and engage and um, bring people on that like just care about playing the game and keep it going. I think it's a good thing. So
I agree. I think that's our ethos here, right? We've discussed, and maybe just to let the community know, we want to just be a central hub for people talking about the game, playing the game, discussing whatever it may be. We'd love to use our Discord as that central hub, the YouTube channel as well. If y'all have any suggestions of people that we should get on the pod, we'd love to hear those topics that we should cover. This is our very first episode, so obviously everything's
cut
not
us a
going to be
break.
hashed out. We're not going to be perfect, right? Please cut us a break for at least the first 10. But our overarching intention is to really bring a nice, concise, well distilled podcast to you, and create a community hub that everybody feels a part of. You don't all have to be friendly. You don't all have to be mean, but somewhere in between would be great with us.
Yeah, I mean, just don't shoot people going down the elevator. All right, so and I
Have
have
you seen the meme? It's like all the human heads, and it shows like black, white, Asian, every sect of man, and then
go on.
the monkey head is people who full while the elevator door is closing, full kill while the elevator door is closing.
I know that
I
guy.
thought that was good. I
I'll
got a
send you.
chuckle.
I'll send you
You know that guy?
yeah, we're friends.
Oh, word, word. But yeah, man, I don't think I commented on it. I totally agree. I think it's the coolest community I've been a part of out of the gates. I know we are still very much in honeymoon phase with the game, but we are here enjoying said honeymoon phase. But I do think that's something special, and I think it could only get better. There's no getting worse here. So
Well, the amount of games I've played recently where there has not been a honeymoon phase, that this is pretty big, and it's something that I
sure.
think will keep going. And I know Destiny 2 was a problem in my life, and I hope that this continues to be a problem in my life. So
I love I love that phrasing.
balancing life and Arc Raiders seems like a really cool challenge that I'm gonna have to overcome, and that's great for me. So yeah, I think it's something that we can hope for, and I think that's something that we have a lot to discuss moving forward. I think I already have things that I'm like, all right, next time we do this, I have some other things I want to yell at you about. And I think that that's
Word.
great for all of the community. So hopefully other people have stuff like that to bring to us, and we can move forward. I have one more little segment, unless you have anything else.
No, I was gonna say you wanna close us out. You get a title for
Yeah,
your segment here. You
there's
want to hit
no
the
this
people
is
with the new title?
the working title is the Tick Pod Workbench right now, just
TikTok work.
because
Ooh,
there's we have workbenches and stuff that we could work on, right?
that's hitting it a solid 8.5 out of 10
All right,
immediately. I love it.
I'll take it. That's good. All right, so this segment is only like the pettiest thing you can think of in the game that you would like to change. Like if you were just able to snap your fingers and be like, no, I want it different. What would you do to make it different? And I would like you to, if you have a few, I'll keep rambling for a second. If you go first, if there's one thing in the game that you want to change, I have two for this week because it's the opening week. So
Okay.
I'm gonna go with the two that I have. But if there's something that would be different for you in the game that you could change without having to design the code or change anything, what would it be?
Oh, I don't know, dude. Harkening back to the honeymoon phase, I'm loving most stuff right now. I
Don't
don't know
you
if I
be
have
that
a
optimist.
nitpicky thing.
That's not how it works.
I'll go with we had previously discussed this. I'll go with I would love a PvP sandbox. I would love an environment in which you just hop in between lobbies, and you can just it's like you and 30 other people, however big the lobby may be. You just run around and work on your PvP mechanics, work on those engagements. No holds bar. Like no good or bad comes from it. You don't lose any loot. You don't gain any
So
loot.
no rewards, just like you just want to be able to
Maybe a small scoreboard. Like maybe the lobby
just
is like
pride,
first to 30 and then it resets or something. But yeah,
pride.
certainly no in-game rewards or anything that would help you topside.
Okay.
I think that's the only thing I can think of.
All right. I mean, I like it. I think you want it to be multiple maps or just one, or you want it to be all of them, or
I'd be totally fine with just one out the gates in a very bare bones. It doesn't even need to be that fleshed out.
what if it's
I
like
just
paintball guns you shoot at each other? Like, is that like you're in Speranza and you're like, is that okay? Like that works?
that's a cool concept. And now
Okay.
we're thinking outside the box.
Okay. All
I
right,
love it.
guys.
I love it.
Everyone, all the devs that are listening today, you heard it. That's what we need to make happen.
Same guns, but they shoot like airsoft pellets or paintballs.
Paintball would be fun though. Can you imagine getting your
Paintball,
jersey or your shirts all
that would be
dirty?
cool.
Oh
It
my
would be cool.
goodness.
Code that into the game like different colored paintballs.
Easy. So easy. How hard could that be? All right. So I
How about
think
you, Sir David? What were
yours
we
is
saying?
that was a good. I like it. I don't know. I don't even know if I want to do mine now because yours was good. All right,
Well,
no,
that doesn't make any sense.
no,
Yours
no,
are
no,
always even
no,
better.
no. I do have two, and I'm only gonna do two because it's the first one. But I really want them to start working on this. Okay. So the
Ready.
first one, right, is I love how, and we didn't talk about it, but how it does feel very accessible on controller. Like a lot of games like Daisy, all those other games are very difficult to play. Like you can tell they were built for people to play on a computer, on PC, mouse and keyboard, whatever.
Agreed.
And this has been great. They did a lot of good with, item management, all that stuff. My biggest issue, and I know they're gonna fix it tomorrow because I'm saying it now because how they do things.
Put
But
it out there then. Let's hear it.
yeah, we're real quick. They already did it. Sorry, it's done. Anytime I'm clicking through my inventory, I'm like, all right, hold left trigger, hit A, going all the way, or X, whatever, place it. Who cares? Go all the way down. You have like 48 things selected that you're gonna sell, and I go to click sell, and I hit Y, and the next screen that pops up is like, are you sure you want to sell? And I'm like, well, obviously, and I click A again immediately, just because my brain is like, all right, click. And
It's all
it's like,
gone.
and instead of selling it, it says cancel.
Deselected.
And deselected. I have to go through every single item that I've tried to sell. Oh
No.
my goodness! It's just there's an issue in Destiny where if you're in your vault and you click on something to take out of your vault, but you put something into your vault on, it's just the same problem. And they're gonna fix it. I know they will. They'll fix it tomorrow. But
So just to
that's
clarify for the community, you're saying
yes.
like when you full highlight, like I'm on MK, I don't completely understand. You're full highlighting everything,
Yes, correct.
and then so like you're Xing everything, and then when you go to sell, you press A to sell, and then when it confirms the sell, it's like X or Y, or it's a different
when
input.
when it goes to confirm to sell, it says cancel or sell, and then you have to slide over to the other side to go to sell.
So it's a slider.
Yes.
Is it still pressing A, but you have to
It's
slide
A,
and
but
then
you have to
press A?
slide over to
Oh,
sell.
okay. So you're just double pressing A, and then
I'm just like
everything's
A, and then I'm like,
deselected.
oh, I'm gonna spend another 8 minutes figuring out what I didn't sell. Oh my goodness.
This is a good thing to workbench. I agree with you. That sounds like
That's so.
a
And you know
miserable
what?
time.
And I was going to, but I'm gonna save the other one just in case I can't think of anything very petty for the next one. So, but I do want that segment to only be things that are absolutely like we shouldn't really need, but we can need. So,
I like that.
love it.
Yeah, that's a great way to keep the eyes looking forward. Keep the devs invested and involved.
They'll do it for us. I know they will.
They've been wonderful out the gates. Mad shout out to the Embark devs for sure. Incredible team over there. You guys have done wonders with the game. You've done wonders for kind of reinvigorating.
Nope. No, I thought of another one. We can't be done yet. This
there,
is petty.
I was trying to hit him with the pageantry.
No,
All right,
no,
give,
they
give
messed
it
up.
to us. Give it to us.
They messed
One
up
more
real big.
petty.
This is it. We
Let's hear
still
it.
we still have a few seconds left before an hour. The biggest issue I have is that please let me go on your website, arcraiders.com. I think that's what it is.
God, I know where you're going with this. I agree.
/store and let me
Yeah.
let me buy a coffee mug. I love coffee mugs. I have 2 of them. Look, you could sell me so many real things. They have little ducks you get in the game. Sell me one of those ducks. Sell me
Yeah, art
something. I
creators
want a
rubber duck.
real life. I want to touch it and put it somewhere in my house. Sell me trinkets. Lance's mixtape. Easy.
Yeah.
I'll put it
I want
anywhere.
the like all the backpack charms. If they like put those,
I
like that'd be sick.
You could even put them on your backpack.
What if they sold the backpacks?
Oh my god, you could sell
You
both.
know, this is feeling like a massive missed financial
I
opportunity.
just
There
think
are
that
plenty of us out there that would invest some cold hard cash.
just let me buy stuff, Embark, okay?
I like that
All right,
one.
that's it. All right,
Maybe
you can outro us now.
little
I'm done.
splurges.
I needed it
Yeah,
there.
guys. Well, thanks for hanging out with us. Like I said, this is our first one. We hope you guys enjoyed. We hope we did all right. We will continue to get better. We will continue to work behind the scenes, keep everything congruent on the socials, and keep posting consecutive weeks here. The plan is to go live every Tuesday and then at least have the edits out on YouTube and all other socials Wednesday or Thursday. So that's our game plan. That's what we're going to adhere to. We hope you guys join us live when we do that. If you do want to follow us, we don't have any content up yet, but we would love, love, love if you guys would hit us with a like, a follow on any social at the TickPod, TheTickPod. Every single social is at the TickPod. So if you guys want to link up with us there, we also have a Discord channel going. So we'll be back next week. We'll be stronger. We'll be better. We'll have more talking points, and hopefully we have a little special guest for y'all.
Yep. And please follow It's Coda on Twitch because he streams fairly often and it's really, really good quality content to watch. And then if you wouldn't mind also following me on Twitch, DJ Oros.
Follow the DJ.
Links, not as good of content, but also fun. So it's fine.
Way better content.
It's not
fun.
nearly
Fun
as good
values
content.
on a million.
No.
Fun values on a million over there, DJ Oros.
Zero good content, but yeah, follow us everywhere if you can. I appreciate everybody, all of our friends, family who are going to watch this. This is fun, and I love it, and I love chatting with you. It's gonna be fun to yell at you all the time, even though you don't deserve it. So thank you for being here.
Beautiful. Well done, my friend. We'll see y'all next week. Thanks for hanging out.
Thank you. Peace.